Jason Rona back in the JConcepts garage here with Fred Reap. We got another vlog episode coming to you here with the monster trucks. And Fred, we kind of get together here every couple months and talk a little bit of monster truck stuff. This time we have a couple of new releases, some things that we've been working on, teasing for a while, kind of made their appearances here and there. But talk to us about the transport wheels and tires. Those are out now, ready to roll, and we got them on a truck here. But of course, we worked on this project, and talk to us about the transporters.
Yeah, this has been a project in the works kind of probably over 4 years now. Just we finally got it going, and just waiting for the right timing to release these things. And yeah, they've kind of, from our original design, evolved a little bit over the ages, but here they are, and they're ready to rock and roll. A great product. I love them just because we can save some real estate on the shelves around here now. You just save so much more room with the tires, taking them off the vehicles after racing. And it also preserves your race tires too. The tires take up a lot of space sitting on the shelf, and then once you remove them, it helps prevent flat spots from standing it on the shelf for so long.
So with the tires like this, like you said, and basically what you're talking about is with the foam inserts inside the tires. Right. And it's sitting on a table or a workbench, you're always creating a flat spot.
Right.
And essentially, when you start running these trucks, you'll see it right away when you start driving slow. There'll be sort of a little wave to it as you're driving. But sometimes they work itself out as you're driving. The inserts expand and stuff. But in this situation, you don't have to worry about it. You stack them a different way. You put the transporters on and you're good to go.
Yeah, and you're good to go. So, these races are just so short. If you're not out there, breaking the tires back in again, just in a couple seconds of a run, it's not enough time to get the flat spot out of it.
And there's nothing stopping you from actually driving the truck, gluing them up, and actually driving a little bit.
Yeah, these are cool. I actually see a competition. Somebody's going to develop a competition here to where you take these on and off and then put the big tires on and finish a race or something. I see something brewing in that aspect, which would be really cool.
And then kind of dipping into our next body, which was, we're calling it the 1989 Ford Bronco. But, this is something we've been teasing for a while too. But we finally got it out for the, 10 3/4, 11-inch wheelbase trucks, essentially what a clodbuster kind of is. And it's hard to make these things short enough for a Bronco.
Right. Yeah, it's the... Again, the monster trucks back in the day, they were kind of stretched here and there. It's kind of what we did here, and just to kind of fit that wheelbase, and I think it came out nice.
Yeah, I think it's a good, if you're wanting to replicate something that ran in the retro days, then it's probably a good way to do it. There was some, very notable Ford Broncos out there, and it's a great way to do it.
Yeah, maybe just hit the easy button once again.
So one of our last videos, we talked about changing our Renegades and going with a Fling King tire with a different inner diameter for a different set of trucks.
Right.
We made a wheel, the Aggressor wheel, and another Renegade and a Fling King tire that goes for the LMT and then also works on the Traxxas Max. Well, recently we made another wheel so that we could cover another 2 vehicles, which kind of turns out to be more than that, but we're addressing it as 2, which is for the Traxxas e-revo and then the Arma Creighton.
Right. Yeah. Noticeable difference on those wheels. It's basically the tires are the same, just changing the wheels. We needed to get the offset off of the arm and the steering components, so that's where we made those adjustments.
Yeah, the wheels visually look the same, but the offset is different, and that's why we kind of label them as 2 different part numbers. But they're definitely 2 different wheels, and in some of these packages we've been kind of sprinkling in some different planetary covers, different options, and these wheels come with a host of different options.
Yeah, plenty of different options. That's kind of what we wanted out here, and the guys creating these scale look trucks. They wanted more options as far as the planetary covers, so we went and did that, and they just happened to fall into that batch with the wheel.
Yeah, and so now we're kind of increasing that radius of what we can offer the Renegades and even the Fling King tire now too. We're increasing that range of monster trucks that are out there that don't necessarily come with monster truck tires, but now you can actually upgrade to the JConcepts and go with a monster truck look.
Yeah, it's taking a monster type vehicle and actually making it like a monster truck. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So kind of getting into a couple things here. Recently, we've been out doing some testing and tuning. We got some events coming up. Different things that you're working on. One of the things I was working on, we're working on doing some different inserts here for the future. We're kind of doing some testing and tuning for some special JConcepts inserts for monster trucks. And you kind of got a truck running. We went outside and did some jumping and just picked a ramp and just doing some real simple driving, right?
Yeah, you gotta go out and test these things. It's great to come up with an idea, and then sometimes your idea doesn't work, but you get the idea, you implement it, you make the test piece, and you go out there and you test it, and again, the results are looking good.
Yeah, I know we talked about while we were doing this, but there's a lot of drivers and builders online who do the drop tests all over. They pick the truck up as far as they can go. They let it drop down straight. And sure, it's a fun test. It's an opportunity to see how it lands. But the true story is under power.
Right.
When you're under power, when you're actually driving, because when those wheels are driving, and when you're either coming off the jump or when you're specifically landing, and when you're on power, it actually drives when if you're landing, front first, it actually drives it into the ground.
Right.
So it's a completely different thing when you're on power versus when you're just doing a drop test.
Exactly. And, there's a lot of stuff going on. You just doing a vertical drop test, that's fine. But again, like you said, when you're racing, there's a lot of things going on with the suspension that you're not seeing to the naked eye when you're running it. So there's a lot of different things going on, a lot of rotational mass. And again, when it's moving, that's a whole different story than just a straight non-power drop.
So we got an event coming up pretty soon here. We got the Monster Jam World Finals in Orlando. We're kind of back here after a little bit of time off, but you're going to compete. We got several JConcepts drivers in the show this year. You're kind of building up some items to try to get out there and make your truck a little bit more drivable and friendly for what you're looking to do. But talk to us about kind of what you're working on there.
Yeah, again, more prototyping and stuff going on. We just can't go up and show up to these events just empty-handed. We try and make every event that we attend more of a progression in what we do here at the shop. So I've been doing a lot of R&D work here. And again, we're coming out both barrels loaded. It's going to be a good race.
So looking forward to that. That's going to be, what's the date on it? We're in May, right?
Yeah, in May, the Monster Jam World Finals. Check it out online.
Yep.
And then, we'll have a whole full RC program going on there.
So one thing that we also like to check in with you while we're doing this is we always check in on the progress of the big truck. We got Bigfoot 4 up in Sullivan, Missouri there, Gateway Classic Mustang. And, I think the last time we checked in, we were getting some paint work done on the chassis. You guys completed a lot of that, and talk to us about kind of where the project's at. I know we got some photos and some things. The guys have been working really hard. You got a great dedicated bunch, and talk to us about that.
Yeah, the project can't happen without a great dedicated crew. Everybody has a personal interest in it. They absolutely love it. A lot of the guys go back to their heyday when they were driving the thing. But Lonnie Childress, Jason Childress, Dave Childress, Gene Patterson, Mike White, John Pine even coming out working on the thing, and it's just Travis Sutton. It's amazing what these guys can do, and it's really growing now in leaps and bounds. A lot of these major milestones, getting the chassis done, cleaning and redoing the axles, they're done now. So now the past weekend that we did is they rolled the axles back onto the truck, bolted the re-arch springs. So now you're going to really see things start to move on the truck.
Yeah, it's back on all fours, right?
Yeah,
and
fours on all fours.
Yep, and it's interesting because when you're dealing with this thing, and this isn't my background with the big trucks, but I've been around it enough to know when you're moving these axles around, this is no joke.
It's no joke.
These are very heavy axles.
Yeah.
You got to either forklift it or have some type of assisting to line these things up. But they went through They did the sandblasting. You did a lot of sandblasting and kind of grinding to get them ready. You did some paint. Lonnie did a lot of paint in the booth on this, right?
Right. Acid Edge Prime, PPG paints. We got the paint sponsor there, putting the Acid Edge paint and then the black single stage paint on it, and it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it's nice to get it all shined up. Now it's matching the chassis. You get it laid out.
Yeah.
We talked about before, you got the springs re-arched and kind of laid out underneath there, and you got we got Gene Patterson giving us the thumbs up, saying this thing is coming. It's coming together.
Yeah, it's coming together now. Getting really excited. A few things happening with the engine now. Getting that to the engine guy. We're still waiting on the injector for it. So once we get that Enderley injector on it, I think you're going to see things really start to rumble.
Yeah, and obviously we got just a lot of projects going on. You're going to be out and about several times this summer. Either at RC events, or you're going to be working on the real truck. We got a lot of new products for the monster trucks we're working on. We got some licensing, new items just finishing up. So we got a lot of exciting things to kind of add to this side of things, and we're not done yet.
Not done, and again, this is going to be a real busy year. Again, we're pushing to try and get that truck done for the the winter coming up, but just with all the running around, we're just going to keep focused and keep plugging on.
So, one little thing that I wanted to kind of tack on here at the end, a big real monster truck event. We'll tie these two together. We had the TNT Unfinished Business over the weekend back in Raleigh, North Carolina, one of the sites of where TNT used to run in the past. You were checking in on this. Fortunately, me and you couldn't be there. I kind of chickened out because of the weather. I was like, weather looked like it was going to be rainy. But we had a lot of Mike Harper, who put on the promotion, just had a ton of help. Got a lot of the original names from TNT out there running in a truck with that body and identity on it. And you checked in online, talked to us about watching some of that and some of the highlights. I know a lot of our buddies are out there, Matt Stoltz, Chris Mormanis, list goes on.
Kind of the gurus that watch that thing.
Gene Patterson was out there, and Mad Dog, and we had all the old names. So what'd you see out there watching the videos and just kind of touching base with the crew a little bit?
Yeah, it was nice seeing the old names come back. Again, for us, it kind of gives a relation of the old days of what had happened. Really good competition. Just a really exciting time. Hopefully something is able to develop further from it, but we hope so. Yeah,
I mean, it's the first time, and I think they said 32 years, that Scott Douglas and Army Armstrong, the original announcers and kind of the pair on the Tough Tracks episodes, which was my favorite from back in the day, 88, 89, 90. The Tough Tracks, I think, was the king of the king of the monster truck television shows, and you can see of all the people kind of hanging on these days that and being there at that show, that it really had a lasting impact on everyone.
Yeah, everybody that kind of followed that, they kind of had the craving to see all this stuff come back together again. It's kind of hard. You have a couple generations of new people watching this stuff, so just to bring it back and try and retrain now the newer generations of what happened in the past, it's a whole new thing. Yeah,
and just to to kind of reiterate, I mean, we had 3 champions on that TNT series. The first year, 88 was USA 1, then 89 was the Equalizer, and then 90 was Bigfoot and the new Bigfoot 8. So 3 different winners in 3 years, and then that series was bought out, and there's really never that same type of competition anymore in that series, but everyone still has great fond memories, and Mike Harper, who put that event together, that's where he was at. That was his generation, 89 and 90. He said he wanted to do it. He had to get it done, and he got the list of drivers, the Gary Porters and Greg Holbrooks and Dave Weisork, and he had a great lineup of the older drivers out there and got a lot of donated bodies and accessories to make these trucks look good.
Yeah, it took an army to get that thing put together. And he stuck to his word. Hats off to him that he pulled it off.
Absolutely. So we hope to see something, in the future there, in terms of maybe something will grow from it, and we can get these more of those original names. Combine those drivers with maybe some of the format that they use there was really kind of neat. I know, many of our buddies that were out there, competing or just being a part of it, really had a great time, and we hope we get to see something again like that. Maybe at the Hall of Fame one day, we can, they can put this back together and do something else out there. You never know. So
looked like Mike Vaughters, he put in a lot to get all that done, brought some trucks, and then did some body work, and just to make these identities come alive. So hats off to him. That's a tremendous amount of work that he put into it.
Huge passion projects to get that rolling, and and the fan support was there. So it was nice to see. But we appreciate everybody staying tuned here with JConcepts, talking monster trucks here with Fred Reap. And be sure to subscribe, like, and kind of share what we're doing here. Leave a comment for us to check out. We like some of those comments. And of course, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and right here on YouTube on JConcepts Live. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.